official November 9th update notes are upon us in Cookie Run Kingdom. Already, the very first thing they talk about, and that's going to be a new costume set and story, which again, up until this point, we didn't know about the story part, so that's going to be very interesting to see how they, relay that in the game. Although the new 4 costumes we have known about, we've got Swaltz Walder, we've got Licorice Cookie, we've got Poison Mushroom, and then we also have Red Velvet. Now, in the storyline, we did see a brand new costume for Pomegranate Cookie, but it does not look like that's coming in this update unless it is going to be an additional surprise. Alongside the 4 costumes, it says we're getting a new story to go along with the new costumes, and then it says it's going to be the Bad 4 Leader Contest. The next thing that they've added, and that's going to be the new Bad 4 Rhythm Stage. We saw this via the leak on Twitter. I showed this in yesterday's video, but basically they're adding the new stage Bad and Dark, which again is going to be featuring the brand new, Bad 4 song that they have already dropped on YouTube. Obviously, if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. It's going to be awesome. Next up we've got, and that's going to be Super Mayhem, has officially made its way back to Cookie Run Kingdom, but with a twist. As it says here, the Super Mayhem, the Villainous Bad 4 Update Season 4. All right, so it says just like in previous seasons, it breaks down how Super Mayhem works. I'll do a separate video going more in depth on this and give you guys some tips and stuff, but it looks like so far the basic, principle of the gameplay is going to be the exact same. It says cookies participating in the Super Mayhem will receive a battle buff. Basically, cookies will be boosted to level 60, their skill levels will be boosted to level 60, and not only that, their bonus effects of toppings will not activate. And the bonus effect on toppings they're referring to is going to be the +6, +9, and +12 bonuses. So essentially, the 3 substats will not affect the gameplay or the game mode. However, the base stat, like for applying a full set of Swift Chocolates, will still apply. The next new mechanic we've got for this season is going to be Toxic Poison Clouds. Will appear in every round of Super Mayhem battles and inflict Sinister Presence debuff, dealing damage to everybody on the field. However, here's going to come the twist. Members of Bad 4, so all 4 of those members, enjoy increased stats in the Super Mayhem. What? That's going to be very interesting to see here. We basically will come up with some creative and unique teams showcasing all 4 of these cookies just to take advantage of their new buffs in Super Mayhem. It says the increased stats are going to be the attack of the Bad 4 members is increased in Super Mayhem. They're also going to have immunity to Sinister Presence. So basically those poison clouds, they will be immune to those, not take any damage. It then says once you reach certain tiers, the team information of the opponents will be hidden. And then it goes through and breaks down all the individual tiers and what you can see at those specific tiers. Again, I'll be doing a separate video going more in depth, giving you guys some tips and everything and stuff to consider when it comes to the brand new Super Mayhem when it does officially drop in the game. Now moving on to the next section that I'm very, very excited about, and that's going to be a brand new feature related to toppings. And that new feature is going to be called Topping Storage Update. You can now use the topping storage to save and load your topping presets when needed. Now you can compare the stats of your equipped toppings with ease. It says the topping storage is unlocked once you finish researching topping storage in the Sugar Gnome Laboratory, which tells me we're probably getting additional levels on the Sugar Gnome Laboratory. I did not see this in the patch notes, so it might just be in the official launch of the update when it does drop in the game. It says you can now save topping presets in the topping storage. Swap the topping presets of your choice depending on the cookie or the battle mode. In order for you guys to save or load toppings from the topping storage, a cookie must be level 30 or higher and have all 5 of their topping slots unlocked. If you need to remove toppings from the cookie while loading a preset, it will then cost you coins to remove the toppings. If you want to compare equipped toppings with a different preset, you can use the new Compare Toppings feature and compare the equipped effects and substats. Now officially diving into the brand new Macaron cookie. Once again, they're going to be an epic cookie and a magic cookie with the skill Macaron Parade. The skill description is going to be following Macaron Cookie's exciting cheer, the Macaron animals will start marching, dealing damage to nearby enemies. Non-cookie enemies will receive additional damage, and then her contagious enthusiasm will increase the attack and crit % of her allies and also restore their HP. Depending on the number of hits from the Macaron animals, the Macaron cookies will stack a Happy Parade buff. The Macaron cookie will then restore HP of her allies proportionate to the number of stacks of Happy Parade once the parade is over. Ooh, we're getting a brand new summoner cookie officially added into the game. Obviously, Macaron cookie, and not only that, dude, her skill looks awesome. Basically boosting attack and crit %, which is going to be very welcome, but also providing healing based on how many hits that her minions or her summoned, parade does, will then generate a stack, and then based on that number of stack, will then provide a ton of healing for our individual allies. I can't wait to test this in the eventual update. Next up, they're going to be adding the brand new Masters tier for the BTS Rhythm Stage new difficulty. So again, you'll be able to run Masters on all the individual stages that we've already been able to do up until this point. And this is honestly probably going to be the second most thing that I'm excited about for this update, and that's going to be Werewolf Cookie gets a magic candy, dude. Let's go! The skill description of the magic candy for Werewolf is going to be enemies that are hit by regular attacks during transformation or now inflicted with injury. If Werewolf Cookie attacks injured enemies while transformed, he will inflict the Fatal Wound and Torn Scar debuff. At the end of his transformation, deals a final strike to his enemies, and Werewolf Cookie's magic candy makes him heavier, making him less affected by knockbacks and flying. Ooh, dude, this is what I've been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. I have said it time and time again. I have had a soft crutch here for Werewolf Cookie. I'm very excited to see this, man. It definitely looks like it's going to be a game changer for him, and he might be used in the next meta. You never know. Alongside his magic candy, he's also getting buffs to his base stats. He's going to be getting an increase of attack by 27%, an increase of defense by 15%, increased in HP by 15%, and it says the HP increase buff will now appear. The next thing we've got, that's going to be the guild battle improvements. As you guys can see here, the common improvements are going to be boss monsters and the summon monsters will now not be able to deal critical hits. The HP of the boss monster will be reduced on certain levels. Starting from level 34, the attack of the boss monster will remain the same. And now this is going to be awesome, right? It's going to essentially allow players to reach higher levels of the guild bosses and clear the lower level bosses a lot easier, making it more efficient for us to farm out resources. The biggest change we've got for the guild boss battle system, that's going to be the Living Abyss boss. It says the poisonous breath damage will be greatly reduced and redistributed to the corruption debuff to alleviate the difficulty. The distance and number of cookies required for poisonous breath have been increased. And then it says the skill attack pattern will be more consistent. The abyssal missile and sticky venom damage will be greatly reduced. And then the HP of licorice ooze monsters will remain the same as of level 1. The duration of the devoured targets will obviously be reduced from 15 seconds now down to 6 seconds, and the true damage caused by the devouring will be reduced by 90% of the cookie's max HP to now 50%. You guys know more guides to come out on that as soon as I discover some of those team compositions. And then the final change they've added here to the guild boss battle system, that's going to be they've increased some of the trophies that we can get for completing the lower level monsters or bosses. The requirement for participation rewards in the one guild battle season will now change from 18 battles to 15. That's going to be interesting. Obviously, I'll update you guys as soon as I find out a efficient way to beat all 15 of these, especially utilizing the best team comps. We've got, obviously, the participation rewards for guild members is going to be increasing from 400 medals now to 800. Then as far as the additional changes that are things that they're adding in the update, there's not a whole lot of stuff. We're going to cover the rhythm stage in a second. But we've got some new decorations on the horizon, which again is nothing too crazy. We'll check them out when they get here. We've got the mileage shop. Captain Caviar is going to be officially added into the mileage shop. And then they've got the miscellaneous settings here, all right? So let's go over the miscellaneous first. Then we'll jump back up to the rhythm stage because I think the rhythm stage is very important. Miscellaneous, you can now flip the jump and slide button in the menu settings, game, and controls. The topping UI has been improved. Now you can see the initial skill cooldown along with the enhanced stats and grade of each equipped topping. If there's a cookie included in your team with an empty topping slot, a pop-up will now appear before the start of the battle to notify you. Next up, if the opponent has a cookie wearing a cookie costume in Masters 2 tier or above in the Kingdom Arena or the Super Mayhem, the costume information will be hidden and the cookie will appear wearing the default costume. 10 new floating islands are going to be added to the Sky Garden where you can place landmarks. And then finally, some of the cookies in the kingdom will interact with each other. This feature will be updated consistently. Alrighty, so then I'm officially saving the best for last here as Dev Sisters have been listening to us, guys. We've made these rant videos. We've talked about it. It is officially upon us. Check out the changes for the rhythm stage. First thing is going to be they have officially added a practice button on each difficulty and on each rhythm stage. Finally, we can run this without spinning our tickets to get a sense of how the stage is going to be played and for us to then adjust settings. It says the note hitboxes will also be made less strict, which again is going to be very nice, make it a little bit easier. The new settings are going to be added to the rhythm stage. It says you can now toggle the concert visual effects on or off, utilizing simple effects. And then you can now make the spacing of lanes more narrow by using the adjustment lane spacing. The minimum value of the concert speed will be changed to 1. If you have set the concert speed lower than 1, the settings will automatically change to 1.0 after the new November 9th update. And this is going to make the rhythm stage absolutely easier and hopefully help a lot of those players out there struggling to play it on mobile devices by giving them these additional settings to customize it how they feel. With that being said, though, guys, I know this is a very long video. The patch notes are huge, even as a sneak peek preview. So when they do officially drop in the game, I imagine them to be longer. But nevertheless, I am very excited for the overall update. I will be going live as soon as it does officially drop. You guys know what to do. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe here on the channel for everything Cookie Run Kingdom related. And with that being said, though, guys, as always, I'll see you on the next one.